Swiss chard, from the garden to the table. This year, this bunch of Swiss chard was my best crop. However, I did have about 5 or 6 plants that I got to harvest. Some of it was protected under this netting. There it is, in the basket, all ready to be taken inside, cleaned, cooked and preserved. I just love the vibrant colours on this plant. Once indoors, I get the cutting board and start separating the leaves from the stems. The leaves are in one bowl and I'm piling up the stems so that they can be chopped separately. Then I lay out some paper towel in a large bowl and start washing the leaves one by one and piling them up in these containers. When slicing the stems, I need to make them as close in size to each other as I can. That means vertically slicing some of them in order to make smaller pieces. Some of the leaves, at least a third of them, I decide to sauté with a little bit of coconut oil and some diced garlic. This will be a lovely addition to supper later in the day. The chopped stems are placed evenly as I can on 3 trays of the dehydrator. And the leaves are broken into smaller pieces and laid out on 4 or 5 trays. These are dried at 115 to 120 Fahrenheit while rotating the trays daily and drying for at least 2 days and 2 nights. Once the leaves are nice and crisp, you can tell that they're ready by the sound of them crumbling and falling apart as you place them into the tray. Some of the sound's removed here, but I've left some in so that you can hear it for yourself. They have that crisp, dry sound as I'm crushing them into smaller pieces. I want to make these pieces as small as possible for a few reasons. One is because they're a bit like herbs. They're going to be used in soups, stews, stir fries and such. But also because the smaller they are, the more I can fit in the jar. Once crushed down, all 5 of the trays of leaves now fit into one jar. This is great because this is not going to take up any refrigerator space or freezer space. This is just going to sit in the cupboard in a jar and be used as needed. Now the leaves are done, I'm going to look at the stems. I have to make sure that these are all well dried before I can proceed. I notice that some of them are still quite soft. You can tell the difference if they snap or they kind of clink when you drop them on something metal or the hard wooden table. Then you know that they're ready. Some of these are obviously ready, but others are still soft, so they all have to go back for a little while longer. A day more of drying and a couple of hours of cooling down, and now it's time for me to put these stems into a blender. The stems are going to be turned into a powder that's going to be put in the cupboard and also saved for adding to meals. So this much Swiss chard, a whole laundry basket, except for the part that I sautéed, was preserved down into 1 1/3 jars of beautiful, nutrition-packed, healthy food that can be stored in the cupboard and used over the winter. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it encourages you while you're growing your own food and preserving it to last over the winter months. To find more videos like this one, you can go to the Sustainable Living with Janine Liza playlist on the Art With Janine Liza YouTube channel. If you'd like to help this channel grow, please click subscribe. I look forward to making the next video to share with you.